We're live. Are we live? We're live. Hello, everyone. We're live. For the first time ever, you get to see Lachlan and myself in a live stream. Because today we're taking a look at all of those movies that are coming up, the 2025 most anticipated. We are going to go over them in list form, in category form. We'll go over all of the blockbusters, animation, horror, some of the renowned filmmakers that have new movies coming out, some films that we already got to see that hopefully are all coming out in 2025 at some point. So there's I think 150 or so movies that we're going to talk about. We'll also share our top 10 lists, the individual top 10s of what we are most looking forward to. All of that and more we'll get into right now, and we will be kicking it off with the blockbusters, and I will gladly take you through some of those. These are like the films that are bound to have a potential to make $100 million or more at the box office. So there's a couple of like different ones that we'll bring up in the action section, just so you know. And if we miss movies, this is bound to happen. Let us know in the comments something that we should have on our radar, and movies you're looking forward to. All of that, there's a place for that. And there's also, just as a preface, a lot of the films that we'll mention are not 100% that they'll actually come out. I mean, last year we were really looking forward to Mickey 17, and I mean, it's coming out this year, right?
Again.
It's got to come out this year. But the first actual big movie that is the third in its franchise is Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. The third movie from Rian Johnson. That series sees Daniel Craig return. We also got Josh O'Connor, Katie Spaney, Andrew Scott, Glenn Close, Kerry Washington, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Carol McDormack. Like, there's just so many people in this. I mean, as the Quiet on Set podcast will definitely put this on our watch list. We will be watching, we will be covering it. Then we also got the third movie in the 28 Years Later saga with Danny Boyle returning. We also got Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, Jack O'Connell. We're very much looking forward to this. Another one that we'll definitely cover. Then something that we reluctantly, I think, will end up talking about, at least a movie that's set to release.
This could be the best movie of the year.
It could be the best Marvel movie of the year. There's 3 of them coming out. This is the first one. It comes out in February, followed up by, well, I think I got them the wrong way around. I actually don't know if they're all like released in the first half of the year. Whoops on my end. But the Fantastic Four, the First Steps also releases later this year, and we already got to see some on-set photos and all of that, but I think we haven't really gotten a proper trailer yet. And then we also got Thunderbolts. I think this is the one that like people are low-key considering to look the most interesting, because we also got a director here that people might care about, with Jack Schreier, who directed some episodes of Beef. And with the cast that we're already familiar with all of the other films in the franchise, maybe this will turn out to be something good from the MCU. But then we also got the third film in the Paddington series. This one is already out in some places. In the UK was already out. In Australia you can already see it, but the States and internationally this will hit a bit later, and it's not as highly regarded as some of the other films that we've had in the franchise, but still I think this will shortly deliver, and we'll be talking about this shortly on the podcast as well. Then a Minecraft movie. Now this, like, I think this is a movie that could make $1 billion, right? This could be like one of the highest grosses of the year, even if it's bad.
The hardest question I'm trying to answer is it going to be better or worse than Borderlands? Because there's definitely
there's a llama in it.
One of those key like different timeline moments where it's literally going to be as bad or worse than Borderlands, or it is actually going to be better. And the thing is, it doesn't have to do much to be better than Borderlands. That is all we're asking. Just not be Borderlands.
Can I ask? Does it go onto our watch list? It's definitely the main review of the week, right? When it comes out. So okay, 100%. For sure.
That's an easy one.
Be damned, be square. That's what we'll be. But then we also got Lilo and Stitch. Now, this is one of your favorite animated films of all time, right? Dean Fleischer Camp as well, who directed Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. So that's promising. And I mean, you're looking forward to this more than I do, because I haven't seen the original Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
I have to catch up on that.
Seen that yet.
I know. I'll keep it until like the week before this comes out, and like a double feature or something like that. Just but I mean, this is like the beginning of the live action remake saga. I don't know if I have the next one coming up here. We also got the live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon. And I mean, if it hits the points that the original animated film does, then I mean, hey, maybe we have something there. I mean, people getting emotional at the trailer alone. I just don't see the purpose in this other than. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. But we'll be watching this as well.
Directed by the same director who did the original. So
yeah, exactly.
This is
and Lilo and
Stitch.
Stitch.
I don't think I've seen before, where you have the original live action director. Well, sorry, forgive me. The original animated director, and then the same director doing the live action. So we may actually see a decent animated to live action adaptation here, because it's from the same brain. It's from the same brain.
It's from the same brain, and we do love some brain. And then we also got the third live action remake this year, which is Snow White from Mark Webb, who we're familiar through, I guess, the two Amazing Spider-Man films, and the trailers haven't looked very promising for this one. There's been a really annoying dialogue surrounding this, but it also just looks like it's going to be a bad movie, which is unfortunate for those who prey on its downfall. When we'll see. I'll keep an open mind. Maybe this will turn out actually half decent. And then we also got the rebirth of a franchise that is like not that old yet, so it feels kind of odd to already give it a rebirth. But the most exciting thing about Jurassic World Rebirth is that Gareth Edwards is at the helm of it. He's the director from 2 years ago now, the creator, one of our champions of maybe not the best written movie, but like the atmosphere, the use of scale, he nailed in Godzilla. So with the big monsters, the big dinosaurs in Jurassic World, I think there's no one better, actually.
What gets me super excited is he's a visual effects guy, and he's done a number of films that have always been visually effects or visually effect focused, such as like Godzilla. You know, the original Godzilla was like a VFX masterpiece with how they created that original kaiju. It's the same with Star Wars, a VFX masterpiece, and he did Rogue One. It's going to be the same thing. Everyone remembers seeing the dinosaur for the first time, the T-Rex for the first time up close, and you're just like, that looks incredible. So I'm super keen to see what this guy does, because whilst he is a visual effects guy, he does do a lot of practical things as well, and that's his like kind of bread and butter, that sort of like perfect mix of practical and VFX.
Exactly. And then looking at the cast as well, I mean, the Golden Globe? No, wait, who was I got nominated somewhere, I think by SAG or something, for his role in Wicked, but also Mahershala Ali, Rupert Friend, Scarlett Johansson. I mean, you're a big fan of Wicked, so I mean, he was also a highlight. He was such a you can't help but fall in love with him in Wicked. But yeah, that's the cast of Jurassic World Rebirth. And then to me, I think the trailer for Superman by James Gunn looked quite interesting. Now we'll be looking up to catch this one. You too?
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. I don't have much else to say. We already talked about like the trailer and all. I can't wait for July 10th, I guess, when this comes out, or I guess July 11th. Then we got Freakier Friday, a sequel that I don't know if we asked for it, but Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are returning. And I mean, I haven't seen the original Freaky Friday, to be honest. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
But is it just like like another addition to this is something that people already loved? Let's make a sequel to it. Basically, there's not much more to it than that. But I mean, I'll try and catch it, but this is not at the top of our list, I think. And then, well, I can spoil that it's on one of our cast members' list. It's the most anticipated film of the year. I don't know how high it ranks for you, because it's not for either of us, I think. But Christopher McQuarrie is finishing up the series. I think he says like he's pretty much done with it. I don't know if Tom Cruise is done with this, it actually being the final reckoning. But the trailers we've got already, like, it looks stunning, and I can't wait. This seems to be the action spectacle of the year, right? There's nothing else that, like, last year was like Furiosa that I was so much looking forward to. I think this is the equivalent for 2025, right?
In terms of large scale action, definitely. I don't think there's another film this year that's going to be huge action. That's just, being a Mission Impossible movie is all going to be very practical as well. But you are still going to have the likes of, maybe Ballerina as another big action feast, but maybe
Yeah,
not to the same grand
not
scale of like
in quality. Yeah,
jumping off a plane and doing all the dumb shit that Tom Cruise likes to do. But there is still going to be some action out there, even if it's not in the same kind of shooting, tooting, Tom Cruising action. Something like F1, which will be coming out a little bit later, is going to be probably really sick.
But Kevin is in chat right now, and this is I can leak. This is his most anticipated movie of the year, and I mean, looking at the trailer alone, like he says in chat, it looks stunning. And seems like they ending definitely on a high note. Well, I feel like they've been on like a high for like the last couple of those movies. They've just all really been solid entertainment. So I'm also very much looking forward to this. Wait, it says I guess Bruce just wants the franchise to go on with someone else. Yeah, I guess that is also an option, that the franchise could go on with someone else, but we don't know that yet. But yeah. And then something that I think you brought this up again, Greenland Migration. I don't think this is one of the ones that like can get to 100 million, but hey, we've seen Stranger Things, and this is the sequel to Greenland here, which also starred Gerard Butler, a movie that I think we didn't rate too favorably. You didn't even leave a rating. I don't know if you liked it at all.
It was fun.
But oh wait, I messed up. I went to the wrong place here. But Greenland Migration, which hopefully is not the thing that they have to do after Trump's in office, but we're not a political podcast. but hey, this isn't a silly sloppy action movie end of the world stuff, but yeah. And then we also have Michael. This is one of the biopics that I feel like deserve to be in the blockbuster slot, because this could definitely be on that Bohemian Rhapsody level, with someone like Antoine Fuqua at the helm of it all. We got a really, really capable director. I'm just wondering if with the involvement of the Jackson estate and how much of that, like literally his cousin, I think, playing the no, I think his nephew. There's just a really close, like, I don't know how much we'll actually get out of this, but it will certainly be a big moment when this one comes out, right? Are you looking forward to this biopic, or are you just kind of like we are with all of the musical biopics?
Hey man, I was never a Michael Jackson like super fan of any kind, so that's just me. Great music, but just never was someone who was like, yeah, man, Michael Jackson is straight up my alley. But
yeah,
look, great director. I'll keep my mouth shut until I see more. That's all I want.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a trailer or anything yet, but like they bring up in chat, Coleman Domingo, definitely on a roll. And also here again, we also have Miles Teller in the cast. Yeah, could be decent. And then we got another biopic here from Scott Cooper, starring Jeremy Allen White and Jeremy Strong, Paul Walter Hauser, Dessa Young, Stephen Graham, about Bruce Springsteen and his emotional journey to record Nebraska. I'm not too familiar with Bruce Springsteen's like catalog and all that, but I mean, Jeremy Allen White, it's like this following up a complete unknown, with Timmy and now Jeremy, feels like all of those like very much beloved 30-ish actors are like doing their musical biopic role at one point or another, and it's his time up now. But are you more familiar than maybe I am with Bruce Springsteen, or?
Again, no.
No.
But maybe that's just because it wasn't the same music that I got brought up with. But yeah, look, I'm keen to see Jeremy Allen White do something a little bit more like meaty. I love him in the
not just the beef
with Carmen, and yeah, pretty much. But I just want to see him do something a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing him do serious stuff and
him being stressed out all the time.
He looks super serious in that
damn
picture anyway. Look at him. So
can't even see him. It's so in shadow. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, sometimes even with a complete unknown, it like they make these historical like music figures always so dark and gloomy in the way that they're just like sad all the time, and you don't have to do it that way. But yeah, something a bit more colorful. Tron Ares. Now I just assume by knowing you're quite excited for this, right?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
No, he's definitely excited for it.
Yes, I'm super keen for this.
Of course, your favorite actor, Jared Leto.
My favorite actor. I've actually got him tattooed on my chest. I love.
What's
Jared
in the back?
Leto.
He's in the background. Wait, can we show him in the background? No, I cut him off. Sorry, no, it's not possible. It's the technology is not there. I'm sorry.
What I will say is, sure, one of my least favorite things possibly going into this will be Jared Leto. But what I will say is I am, even though to be fair, with this year coming out, I'm not really super duper excited for a lot of things without it being based on a filmmaker that I love more recently, something like, like obviously Mickey 17 is a fantastic example with Boon Joon-ho's success. Not only his recent success, but older success. Tron, I don't have anything holding me into wanting to watch it. Because what is it? Rashim Ronning directed Maleficent and the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. So I don't really have anything holding me to his filmography. And currently Jared Leto isn't kind of enticing me to see it. But what I will say is just the visual appeal of Tron is getting me excited. 9 Inch Nails is also an exciting thing as well. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I'd
honestly see the first trailer and then be like, nah, fuck this.
I think the soundtrack alone, I think, will be worthwhile. I will look for your excitement. I know you're holding back your excitement. I think you're even more excited about this. If it turns out good, this could be like really fun. I don't know, like I haven't seen the other Tron films, so I definitely have to catch up on them. And this is like part of history as well, with like the like earliest visual effects that are like digital, not visual effects, but I guess like I don't know, calling Corridor digital. I don't know how you would actually
digital effects.
Speaking of something you're really excited about, Predator Badlands. Now, we went back for Prey. Now we're going into the future with Badlands. We got Dan Trachtenberg back, Elle Fanning as the lead. You're excited. I'm excited. Let's just, you want to move on, or Predator? Looking forward to it.
There's
that
not much
and Alien
about
Earth.
it, really.
And there's a second one coming out
yeah.
as well, hopefully this year. So we got 2 Predator films, I think, maybe releasing this year. Or is the other one the next year? I actually don't know. False information here on the Quiet on Set podcast. Now something that we're less excited for, but I guess they're doing a third one, is Now You See Me, free from Ruben Fleischer, who also did he do the first 2? No, he didn't, but he made the first Venom, Zombieland, Uncharted.
He made the good Venom, you mean?
The good is there a good Venom?
The first Venom is the best one.
I mean, I guess it's the best one, but like...
And then you have the Andy Serkis Venom, which isn't worse, but it's just directed by Andy Serkis. And then
it's very horny.
Whatever the last one was.
Yeah, that one was Power Rangers one at the end there. But I mean, we got a cast returning of the magicians that are legit magicians, not just like show magicians. And it's very much a blockbuster type-ish film. With like the spectacle and all. But I mean, we won't be holding our breath, especially not underwater when they are doing tricks, because we'll drown. Something you're quite excited for, the second part of Wicked, I assume, because you loved the first part.
Surprisingly.
Like, there's, the second half of the musical might be, like, has less bangers. There's no Defying Gravity. There's no other popular... Actually, I sang that wrong. But John M. Chu back with the cast. Are you going to be all in, seated, and holding space on November
I'll
something?
Definitely be there. I am very keen to see the second half. Maybe the first one will be better. I don't know, but I have to see it, and I'm not going to go and see the Broadway. Actually, no, I am seeing the Broadway. We bought tickets, didn't we? Never mind.
Really?
I'm going to have it all spoiled for me. Yeah. I'm going to be seeing the Broadway.
That's fun. But yeah, then we have Five Nights at Freddy's, not really in our demographic. I think we just like brief. I think I watched it. Did you end up watching it?
I watched it.
I think I watched
my
it too,
demographic.
but it wasn't our main review, is what I'm saying. I think we just like briefly mentioned it. All right, right? I think it wasn't the main review that we did, but I can't remember now. No, oh god, maybe I got that wrong. But I mean, are you gonna be like in with a theater full of kids to go see Five Nights at Freddy's? Are you gonna do that to yourself?
Fuck, maybe. I don't know though. Like you liked this movie more than I did the first one. You gave it
Did
2
I?
stars. I gave Five Nights at Freddy 1. So you're
Right.
clearly the
I'm a
FNAF
fanboy.
fan.
I'm such a
You're a
huge fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I have the lowest rating out of anyone on there. Jesus, I hated it more than anyone else.
Well, then we'll definitely make sure you have to see the second one. We also got Happy Gilmore too, another one that I haven't seen, but I assume you're a bit more familiar because
You haven't seen Happy Gilmore?
I haven't seen Happy Gilmore. No,
Really?
I was in a long phase of before Uncut Gems where I could not stand Adam Sandler,
Why do
and I
you hate
haven't.
Adam Sandler.
I love him in Uncut
I know
Gems.
he acts like a child, but he's not literally a child.
Yeah, but it's like it's very grinding. It's not like something that you could binge and go watch all of his movies. I think I would go insane. But maybe it's something I need. I think it's something I need.
I think it's a 2025
That is
challenge
it.
for you is to watch
Okay.
every Adam Sandler movie.
Well, before Happy Gilmore comes out, I will watch every single Adam Sandler movie. Maybe we'll do that.
When is it queued?
Doesn't have a release date yet.
Is it a Netflix production?
I really actually don't know because it's just Happy Madison and they do have partnered up with Netflix. I don't know if we will get a
Yeah.
theatrical release or if it will be on Netflix or if it's something completely different because it only lists the production studio right now. Maybe someone's more informed and can let us know in the comments or in the live chat.
I'm literally getting to the IMDb right now.
But I'll be moving on while you do that because I think the biggest potential movie of the year that is like, you know, the haters will say no, it will flop and then it will rise through the ranks of the highest grossing films of all time, just like we got with the second Avatar film. Fire and Ash is bound to release at the end of the year in mid-December, and I think I'm someone who's a bit lower on the whole franchise. I don't love it, but I do really respect it. Are you excited for this? Because I think you enjoyed I forget what the Way of Water.
Yeah, I
enjoyed
did.
it quite a bit.
I gave it like a solid like 4 stars. I thought it
Yeah.
was. I thought it was better than the first one. Don't get me wrong. I think the first one has its place with what it did for making 3D popular, and then taking like 10 years to make another one, and then killing 3D in the process. So I'm engaged with this narrative long term at this point. So I am gonna sit it through to watch it. And also, we've kind of gone a while without James Cameron films. Like literally, he didn't do anything between Avatar and Avatar 2. So and you know, his glory days of the Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, True Lies, you know, Titanic, all that. I just want more Cameron because we don't get enough of him, and he's just such a solid filmmaker.
Yeah. I mean, how old is he now? Like 70? Is he 71? That's crazy. And I guess he's dedicated to the next 2 Avatar films, because I think early on they were trying to shoot, I think, some stuff back to back, because there's like some time skips that they'll have. So to shoot it chronologically, they needed to shoot parts of, like, I think the future films. I think that was like something that came out of the production, and he wanted to hand it off, right? I think for part 4 and 5, but I think earlier this year it was like, no, I'll do it. And this is literally scheduled for 2031. So it's gonna take a while.
You know that scene at the end of the first Avengers, the end credit scene where Thanos is like, well, I'll have to do it myself. That's what James Cameron did. He had like 3 of the Infinity Stones, and he was like, I'll give it to somebody else to do, and they probably were going to fuck it up. He was like, I'll do it myself.
Exactly. And the way that they say, you know, it's 2022, then it's 2025. Initially, I think they had it for 2024, right? And then it got pushed back. This is set for, I guess it's 4 year between 3 and 4. So never mind, I'll take it back. Maybe he gets to do them with 2 years apart, but yeah, I mean, Avatar: Fire and Ash will likely be one of the biggest events of next year. And then I forget if we have one left. No, that's all we got. So that's all of the stuff in the blockbuster section. But of course, there's many more movies. Is there like any blockbuster that you are looking forward to the most that like stands out to you?
Oh, I think blockbuster. Like, I don't want to say Tron right now because I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah.
There's no visual stuff really. There's no trailer or anything. Superman, there's a trailer for, so I think I'm super keen for that because of how long it's been since we've had Man of Steel and how different it is from the Man of Steel. We had like a lot of Batmans that are very similar, like dark and gritty, like the Batman takes between, you know, what's his name? Christian Bale did versus why are all the Batman's names disappearing from my head right now?
You mean I'm also blanking on it. You are talking about Michael Keaton, maybe?
No, not Michael Keaton.
Oh, you mean the old sad guy, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, there we go. My God, why did Ben Affleck's brain, like name leave my brain? It is also 10 o'clock at night here for me, and I've been up since like early in the morning. So
we've been busy.
The difference between those Batmans, like, yeah, visually different, but they are both grounded. And this one definitely, while it looks grounded, definitely has more comic book inspiration. So, yeah, Superman I'm super keen for. Wicked, I would have to say the same thing. And you know what? Like, oh, do I say it?
Tron? Is it Tron? For me, it's Mission Impossible. I think it's up there for, like, at least.
It's not that I'm excited for it because I think it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Minecraft movie. Like,
you just want to know. You just want to know.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know what it's gonna be like, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also very keen for Predator Badlands, and of course Happy Gilmore too. But I hope 28 years later turns out good. I hope we get a good MCU movie. I'm not really, for me, like the most interesting one is Fantastic Four, and we'll see how like the live action remakes are doing. But we do have a ton of action that's coming out, and some of these might, you know, there's a bit of a gray zone between them being blockbusters, but these are maybe a couple picks that we already know are likely coming out, and they look quite exciting. So Lachlan, I'll hand it over to you. This also has a bit of an influence from I almost said Connor. I'm so sorry, Kevin. From Kevin, he gave me like a list of his most anticipated and a bunch of action in here, and we made sure that they all pop up here. But I think this one wasn't on his list. First of all, we do have something
Love
with
Hurts.
Keisha Sean. Yes.
Jonathan Espio, I believe his name is. I'm going to butcher all the names. That's not my fault. But Kei Kwan is back in action with this action film, and you know what? I'm really excited to see his Renaissance period. He's done big Marvel stuff. He's done his little indie gem that got him pushed. He's doing like a real quick Robert Pattinson. Like he's did a real quick Robert Pattinson by doing one independent film, really popular. Did a Marvel thing, or like Tenet did, like with Robert
Now he's
Pattinson,
getting his bag.
Now he's doing like another thing like this.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting to see.
I think it's like one of his like first actual lead roles. He's had like a ton of supporting roles over the last few
100%.
years. And yeah, he gets to be the lead. And there's a trailer up for this one already as well, right?
Yes, there's also a trailer out for the next one, The Amateur, which is coming from James Hawes, with Rami Malek in the lead. And you know what? I'm still on the fence about Rami Malek. I like him in Mr. Robot, and then Bohemian Rhapsody came out, and everyone loved him. And I'm still on the fence about him. And then No Time to Die came out, and he played a villain, and I'm still on the fence about him. And on this, he's back to playing not a Mr. Robot-like character, but back to where I liked him. So maybe this is him going back to where I want him to be. Can you close out of this for a second? Because I'm using your screen to read.
I haven't fun reading.
Yeah, I don't have anything up for me. I'm doing this on the fly. You know what? Lawrence Fishburne, Rachel Brosnan. You know what? This is John Belfont. Pretty big.
Michael Stuhlbarg.
So I'll give it that. That's gonna be fun. And the trailer's already out for this one, so you can make up your own mind about it. But you know what? I'm really hoping this is one of those like sleeper hits. Like I'm
Yeah.
hoping this is one of those like Rebel Ridge, like it drops and everyone's like, wow, this is actually like not because like he's not a trained killer, right? He's a CIA decoder. So he doesn't know how to fight people, but you know, the other guy in Rebel Ridge, whose name's not coming to me, he did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he wasn't like a major combat like ba 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 ba, you know, nice, methodical, and that's what I'm hoping this is going to be. So, you know, what did I say the other day in one of our recordings? Methodical action, where it's thought out, it's planned, and that's what this is meant to be from the trailer. So that's what I'm super keen for. You know what? The next one, speaking of Ben Affleck,
Kevin's excited for this.
yeah, The Accountant 2. Did you see the first one? Have you seen the first one?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
You know what? Don't worry about it then. Because it's one of those ones where it was like one of the best sort of hitman characters I had seen in a long time. So I'm keen to see this and Denzel Washington as like hitmen is like my two favorite like new characters that got their spin-offs, and obviously we kind of got the end of Denzel Washington's Hitman more recently.
The Equalizer,
so
yeah.
I'd like to see this kind of come out and we get a second one and maybe a third one, but I totally see this being like the Equalizer 2 with who's Gavin O'Connor? What did Gavin O'Connor do?
He has done Warrior.
The
Way Back was actually I've seen that one.
Okay,
I've seen Miracle. I love hockey. Yeah. And I haven't. There you go. They won today.
That's a good filmography. I like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Let's
4.5 from Kevin, so he's
Whoa,
very keen. Yeah. Connor didn't like it. Anyways.
It's fine.
Wait, have you also not seen The Accountant?
No, I have.
Oh, you have. Oh, okay. Well,
Karate Kids Legends. All right, cool. That's it. Move on.
you wanted to get cast in this, and then you realized you're not Asian, so that was a bit of a problem.
Yeah, the casting call went out, and I was like, "Oh, fuck it, yeah, I'll apply." And it said Asian American. I was like, "Yeah, no chance."
15-year-old, maybe that would have worked, but not the
I could have got the baby face out. Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Anyway, move on. Havoc, Gareth Evans. Okay, a drug dealer gone wrong. I actually have not even read about this. A Tom Hardy action film with Forrest Whitaker. Sure. I'm in. Sign me up. Timothy Olyphant as well. Okay.
Yeah, and then from the director of The Raid and Raid 2, you know, that's the exciting. Yeah, you didn't know that Gareth Evans was the director? He often gets mixed up with Edwards, I guess. Yeah, I did just do that, but I also called. No, definitely not. And I think both of them have, I guess, new movies coming out with Jurassic.
This is exciting. Well, okay. Yeah. You know what? Sign me up. That's gonna be some.
Also looks so bad, but I mean,
they threw that in Photoshop within like 2 seconds. They're like, "Fuck, we've got to put together."
Didn't even center a line like the actual text. It was like
not. That's not even Tom Hardy in this movie. That's just Tom Hardy.
That's a cutout from Venom.
Jiu-jitsu matches.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll definitely cover Havoc.
Next one I'm super keen for.
Yes.
F1 from Joseph Kosinski. That's going to be super exciting because he is such a visually pleasing director. And Tron Legacy is visually a marvel. Maybe narratively, like whatever, what the fuck happened. And visually, there's some visual effect things that are weird. But Oblivion, Spiderhead was also like really well. You know what? I'm not going to finish that sentence. Top Gun Maverick is definitely one of the best visual films from 2022. And what they did with making a camera go down to that teeny tiny size to get it in that cockpit to get some of those real great shots. And I know that fucking Tom Cruise went on all about the whole there's no visual effects in it. Let me tell you what, there is. They're very quiet visual effects. So I'm super keen because they're basically just doing Top Gun Maverick but for F1 racing, and that is gonna be great. Brad Pitt as well at the helm. I'm super keen for this one.
And we also have like actual racers in it, and he seems to be actually like racing around. So they do. I think they will get a ton of like practical shots actually of the racing. So it's gonna be sick. I mean, the trailer that they dropped, that was just a flex. So if you haven't seen the trailer for F1 yet, the teaser, my God. Apple's cooking with this one.
Nobody 2 is the sequel to Nobody, which was a sleeper when it came out, and that was super exciting to see Bob Odenkirk just absolutely kill it with this lead role that almost actually killed him. And to see him, you know, how old is Bob these days? 62. So what's that?
Oh, we got to 40, 23, 65,
66, whatever.
63.
He's in his mid 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
To keep doing this
62.
sort of action, which even Keanu Reeves recently came out and was like, I'd love to do another John Wick, but I just don't think my body can do it. Is exciting to see Bob just go, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to 100% do this. And nothing's come out about it yet.
Sharon Stone in it is interesting. Connie Nielsen.
What?
Yeah, Sharon Stone is in it. So that's, I didn't know that. That's news to me.
Okay, we'll see how this all turns out.
Yeah.
But Christopher Lloyd coming back is super exciting to see him. Just anything that he's in is just super exciting when he just pops up. I think that was probably one of my favorite sort of moments within Nobody, is just him popping up. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, some good action again, because again, Nobody had that sort of real fun John Wick style action that was also just a little bit more not as clean as what John Wick is, because of who Bob Odenkirk is as a character with Hutch Mansell.
That's the wrong one.
He's definitely
Sorry,
a bit
spoil
more
it.
tough. And that's okay. We can move on to Mortal Kombat 2.
I just wanted to show that. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, you can go on to. There you
I
go.
think the best part about this is going to be the delay that not many people usually get to experience.
Delay between it, yeah, that's usually
when they watch the podcast, because we edit out the delay. But right now we have the like. Sorry, you go. No, I'll go. You go. Anyway, Mortal Kombat 2. It's got a sequel. There we go. Carl Urban's in it this time around.
Moving on.
Anything else for this one?
We reviewed this one, I guess.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't. Yeah, it was a movie.
It was a film. Normal. I don't know anything about this one. Ben Wheatley.
Yeah, this is Kevin's pick.
Okay, cool. No worries. Sweet.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk again. Look at him.
And this is director between from the second Meg movie. Rebecca killed us. So it's a bit all over the place, I guess, what he does. But yeah, and this was on Kevin's list. This is his recommendation. And I don't think we know a ton about this one. But
cool.
Yeah, bank robbery stuff.
I like to be surprised. Cold Storage, Johnny Campbell. This one, I saw it on the letterbox, like films 2025. Don't know anything about it, but it says it's action. Several decades ago, a highly infectious, constantly mutating microorganism capable of extinction-level destruction was contained in a military facility. In the present day, the military has sealed the facility's lowest sublevels, selling the remaining space to a self-storage company. As temperatures rise on the ground, the microorganism finds a way to escape, and if left to spread, it will soon uncontrollably multiply around the world. Okay, you can kind of see where this is going. The fate of humanity at rest in the retired bioterror operative. Hang on a second. Okay, I was about to say you can figure it out from the rest there, but this is probably the most exciting sentence. The fate of humanity now rests on a retired bioterror operative and two unlikely heroes employed in the facility who are caught in a race against time to destroy the organism and save mankind. So, we have The Thing with Joe Keery and Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And you know what? That first part, I was like, all right, cool. There's the whole fucking premise of the movie. Yeah. That second part there, they should have just cut that first part of that story synopsis out of it and just, as the temperature rises and microorganisms finds a place to go. That's the sentence there. You sold me on that. This is now one of my most anticipated movies of the year.
You just gotta, everyone's dying, and then, wait, someone's gotta save that? Lachlan's in.
I'm in.
The Gorge, we got a trailer for
George.
this. The Gorge and George, yeah.
George,
the little monkey.
This is the
I guess.
Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. What's wrong with saying the George?
No, you're good.
It's not exactly incorrect.
I don't have a rebuttal to that, I guess.
Exactly. Two highly trained operatives are appointed to points across a very vast and secret George. This is super. This is the Apple TV one, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I'm honest, it's probably the most non-Apple TV looking Apple TV movie I've seen.
It's so muddy, right?
It
looks
looks
so
terrible. It looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We got star power here, so that's what I'm hoping is going to. Oh my god! Hang on, go back.
Scott Derrickson. Black Phone. There's a sequel to this, but we'll get to that later.
The Day Where the Earth Stood Still. I actually don't mind that. Okay, Hellraiser, Inferno. No worries. Well, you know what? Let's hold faith in this one for George.
In George.
And see how it goes. Because I'd like to see the creature design, because I know there's creatures involved.
Yeah, but there's also like some weird like romance thing that they got in here. So I don't know what the vibe of this is. Like this is, I don't know. It to me it like was like there's a lot of money behind it. Leave space for George. Yeah.
Leave space for George. Let's move on from George to
this one. I'm looking forward to.
This is going to
just
be
because Lily
James. You'd love Lily James.
I love Lily James.
You're a massive fan.
I am.
And you know what? I like climbing.
Yeah.
I like climbing. I loved Free Solo, and I rock climb from time to time. So
yeah,
I would love some high intensity stuff here. Is this more of a This honestly,
yeah, it's from the Carry On director, okay. Black Adam.
Carry On was a bit of a surprise.
Jungle Cruise.
I'm super keen for this one. Now.
Yeah,
and,
so
you've got every single great Liam Neeson non-taken film ever.
Yeah, I guess someone
everything that's not taken, this guy has just been like, all right, Liam Neeson, you're done with Taken. Yeah, cool, come over here.
Franz Rogowski is also in it. Pierce Brosnan, Nell Tiger Free. I've also heard of before. But yeah, First Omen. But this looks interesting to me. I'll definitely be on the lookout for this. A working man.
Yeah. David Ayer. The man is back, and he seems to have found his new best friend, Jason Statham, after The Beekeeper, because he hasn't done anything since... what was before Beekeeper? Because it felt like a big gap between Beekeeper. Not Jason Statham, but...
oh, you mean David Ayer?
Because David Ayer took a massive break after being kicked out of Suicide Squad.
He did Bright, and then The Tax Collector, which this movie was shit. I remember. I watched this one.
Okay, he really had to make some. Oh, man,
stinkies.
He must have been in a rough spot.
Man, so people like Bright.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Did people like Bright?
I didn't. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen. It's popular on TikTok.
Netflix has a massive demographic, so
yeah.
Oof. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's forget about that. So he hasn't done anything since Suicide Squad.
Yeah, this is, by the way, Shia LaBeouf in it.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, get the fuck out of here.
Working Man.
It's the one where he tattooed himself. Stupid. A Working Man. You know what? If it's anything like The Beekeepers,
he's a working man.
It was stupid fun. So yeah, literally looked from the director of Suicide Squad and The Beekeeper. They were like, forget Brian, forget.
The funny thing was about Beekeeper, he was literally a beekeeper, but then also the organization he was a part of was the Beekeepers. There was no reason. And for him to be a working man, maybe he's working, but he's also a working man, which is also part of
part of the same.
It's gotta be. And it's also, orange-ish, so that ties back to the Beekeepers. It's all the franchise. How much
bigger man. Look, he must be a big man.
He's I think it's not. He's a stretched man. I wouldn't call it a big man. If you were to
move Statham down, he would actually still be smaller than what man is there. So
this reminds me of the Madam Web finale.
Holding a shotgun?
No, that is it. Oh yeah, he's holding a shotgun, and then it's a hammer.
That's a fucking sledgehammer. You're about to be like, this guy's an idiot. This is fucking sledgehammer. But is that a shotgun he's just holding?
I think it is. Yeah.
Are they expecting him to hold the sledgehammer and shoot the shotgun at the same time?
He does like the double. Yeah, no, he's a working man, Lachlan. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you know how much? Okay, you know what? Forget about it. Who cares?
Forget about it. He doesn't feel any pain, much like Jack Wade in Novocaine.
Oh, wow. You've rhymed there, which is fantastic. I'm super keen for this. You know why I'm super keen for this?
Why?
Jack Quaid. And I think he is one of the most interesting up-and-coming actors.
This is made for me. Yeah.
He is doing some really interesting things, and I think this is one of them. He's definitely taking a different direction than what his dad did.
Yeah.
And he's definitely not trying to do the whole
Dennis.
nepo baby kind of situation that maybe some other Maya Hawke people are trying to do with certain choices in their career. But
I love Maya Hawke.
I'm not saying I don't love Maya Hawke. It's just that you
But-
love the Before trilogy, so therefore you love whatever happens to either of the main characters outside of
That's
the
fair.
film world in the real life.
It's not like she was one of the twins in Before Midnight, but sorry, I digress.
I'm just keen for this because this is not the only
Looks
film
fun.
he has coming out this year. This one is definitely more of the action centered one.
Yeah.
You've got another sort of horror style one, and they're two really different characters, like two very very different characters. So that excites me for what he's planning on doing. He has the ability to feel no pain. That's exciting. He's literally a superhero, and he's also been in The Boys for the past 4 seasons. So.
Give him something else to do. Josh in chat said at least he's not playing Reagan. So his dad is doing. He could be the younger version of him though, but I guess he's not doing
Burke, that. Who did Villains? I haven't actually seen Villains.
No, me neither. I haven't seen any of these.
Looks like it's a creative combo because they've all done the same thing anyway. Okay, cool. No worries.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll watch this. And then we've got The Naked Gun.
Yeah, remake
from Akiva Schaffer. A remake. Why was this not in the remake section?
Wait, no, but it's a sequel to Naked Gun 33 and a third, The Final Insult, to be correct.
It's a very specific remake. But another Liam Neeson film, Lonely Island, Fame. Kiefer Schaefer, Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson. Okay, what a combo!
Yeah,
and
crazy combo. Liza Koshy, Paul Walter Hauser, Kevin Durant, Busta Rhymes. This is crazy. So,
I mean,
what a cast!
He's got the power.
Yeah, he does have the power. I like that. But yeah, I mean, we both enjoy Popstar, Never Stop, and A Hot Rod.
And you loved Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
They were not. That was actually a pretty good movie. I gave it 3 stars.
Like 3 stars.
Yeah, this is pretty good, which I guess is not too enthusiastic if you get it a 6 out of 10. But there's 2 ballerina movies coming out this year. This was another of Kevin's picks. But this is, speaking of like I guess the nepo babies, Iris Apatow, in here, Maddie Ziegler, Uma Thurman is in it. Lena Condor. Yeah.
Vicky Jewson. What has Vicky Jewson done?
I haven't seen any of it. But The Witcher, Blood Origin.
Ooh.
But yeah, one of 2 directors there.
You
don't seem sold. This was Kevin's pick.
I don't remember finishing The Witcher Blood Origins, funnily enough. Let me just see. A troop of ballerinas find themselves fighting for survival as they attempt to escape from a remote inn after their bus breaks down on the way to a dance competition.
Hey, it's action, and I mean, we don't have much to say. This is more of Kevin's pick, but he's not here at the moment, so you can't really say much. This is another one of his picks. This is just a sequel to The Old Guard, the Netflix movie.
I hate The Old Guard. The Old Guard got shat on, and I actually thought it was A-okay, I think.
Yeah, you gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, it was okay.
Preemptively defending
A-okay,
it.
I mean, yeah, it was okay.
You gave it an A-okay for Charlize Theron. Yeah, she was pretty good in it.
I thought the action was okay.
Yeah.
Actually, for like a Netflix movie, the action was okay.
Yeah.
You know what? As I'm saying this, it's kind of coming back to me, and I'm thinking, no, actually was kind of shit. It just had okay action. You know what? Yeah. If you haven't seen the first Old Guard, don't bother watching it. Just see if the second one is going to be if the second one's a prequel. Hopefully, you can just start with that.
This is another one another one of Kevin's picks.
Jamie
Robert De
Foxx,
Niro,
Scott Eastwood. Okay, Rita Ora went downhill a little bit there. The
You don't need to read. You don't need to read the whole thing. I don't know what it's exactly.
I just don't know anything about it.
I mean, me neither. It's just, hey, this is just one of the picks. If you're interested, go read into it a bit more. We don't have much to say about it, so
yeah. Hurry up. All right, cool. Let's go. From the world of Ballerina.
Well, they need to hurry up with this one.
John Wick.
Because it's not coming out. Yeah, they needed Chad Stahelski to come in to fix it.
It will takes place after John Wick 3. So you'll.
And he's stepping out of a train. Sure. Yeah, they already showed it in a trailer.
Cool. Next, good luck, have fun, don't die. Gore Verbinski, who
Sam Rockwell, your favorite.
His name's not. His name's familiar. He's done something else.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, there we go.
Ringo,
and the only good Pirates of the Caribbean. Fantastic. Yeah.
He hasn't done a movie in a while. I guess after I haven't really heard of The Cure for Wellness.
That was not okay.
Yeah.
It was the one that has the Green Goblin in it, and it was not good. It was a terrible horror movie.
We'll be checking this one out. I mean, Sam Rockwell. You had me at Hey Lilu Richardson, so we'll be checking this out. This looks fun, and that's it done for the action section. Yeah, something that stands out to you, to me, like for me, it's F1. For me, it's like easily the one I'm most looking forward to. Do you have a pick out of those? As I grab the horror,
I think it's George at this point.
you just really want George, okay? Well, that's fair.
George.
Yeah. I mean, cliffhanger for me. There's a couple of fun ones with a crazy cast in it. To me, that like Naked Gun. Why did I have the Naked Gun in action? Is it an action movie? Did I fuck up there? I don't even know. But I mean, that to me is like more a comedy. But next up, if you want to have the thrill of all of the, blood and you want the blood and you also want the gore, then you're looking at horror. And we also have a couple of horror films set to release, with Leigh Whannell's Wolfman actually coming out quite soon. The really early reception hasn't been amazing for this, unfortunately, but Leigh Whannell, I think, has kind of proven himself with especially Upgrade. I think we kind of decently liked Invisible Man. I think you liked it a tiny bit more than I did. It's like in the 6 to 7 out of 10 range for us, and I haven't seen Insidious, any of those films, but yeah, Leigh Whannell here with Christopher Abbott, Julia Garner. I'm very interested because it feels like a great double feature to do if you go from Nosferatu to Wolfman, and hopefully they are like not like that diverging in quality. You're looking forward to this as well, with being an Aussie man and being in support of Lean, of course, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm keen for this. Not because I like werewolves.
Yeah. Do you like werewolves?
No, I just support my own.
Yeah. Which half of the Australian population are werewolves. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to allude to?
No idea. It's not a full moon tonight, is it?
We'll find out. Then we also got Companion. This one already has a trailer up as well, and we just talked about Jack Wade earlier. Sophia Thatcher is in it, Lucas Gage, and it just looks really odd and fucked up. We got a trailer that showed, I think, quite a bit, but still didn't spoil too much. This looks like a ton of fucked up fun.
Go back to cast and look just below, or just look down a little bit further. Right there. Right. Oh, no, down a little bit further.
Yeah.
Down.
What do you mean?
Oh, and left.
What are you doing?
IMDb, left.
Oh, IMDb. Left. Yeah. Want me to click on IMDb? Ah. Dude, that was the most roundabout way to say it's under 100 minutes, so you're interested. Yeah. You could just say that. Okay, that's good.
It doesn't help with the delay because your mouse goes down further. I'm like, oh wait, no.
I was like, what am I doing? What? But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. It looked odd enough, and this one is something that already had a premiere date, and it's premiering later this month actually. So we don't have to wait for it too long. Hard Eyes, this is like a slasher movie where it's Valentine's Day. They had Thanksgiving, and they had the one that was set during Christmas time, and exactly they moved to a holiday, and here it's Valentine's Day, where I guess they get killed, and Mason Gooding moves from the Scream franchise on from the Scream franchise, but then also is in Scream 7, which comes out next year. But Olivia Holt and him are, I think, like two survivors, and they keep kind of popping into this hard ice killer. It didn't look too great. The trailer actually looked quite bad, but this is a horror film that's coming on, and with horror, I think you often have to kind of take a swing, and sometimes it's also a miss. Then something, well, I actually... we wouldn't want to spoil, I guess, why you're so excited for The Monkey, but you're definitely very excited for The Monkey, coming from Oscar Perkins, the director of Longlegs.
The reason I'm excited for The Monkey, and it's not because it's got Elijah Wood in it, it's because it looks like it's got a good trailer. That's why.
Yeah, it's a really good trailer. I love the trailer. Theo James, Tatiana Maslany. So very much looking forward to The Monkey. That one's also out mid-February. Sinners from Ryan Coogler, the director behind the first both Black Panther movies, Creed, Fruitvale Station, and this one is a bit of a vampire flick, I think, but also an action movie. Looks like it's gonna have a ton of like a really fun tone.
Don't want to spoil it, but I'm super keen for this one.
Yeah, me too. Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, so that's going to be fun. Until Dawn, a live-action adaptation of the like choose your own adventure in the world, like react to this so you don't die, but also make choices and hopefully you make it to the Dawn movie with face capture.
You could also just call it a playable movie.
It is a playable movie. True, yeah. It's crazy that was 10 years ago already. But David F. Sandberg is not the most promising director, I gotta say, for this. But this was his mainstream stuff. I guess Annabelle Creation was a bit more, because these seem to be all like short films. But yeah, that's what he's doing. I think in the first, he was like someone who was quite open on the internet, on like YouTube, and how he went about Shazam, the first one. And I think this one's kind of decent. The second one just kind of falls apart. But this could be all right, but it's also like one of the, the live action remakes. Why are you doing something that's already so close to a movie into a movie? You take away the agency of actually choosing a story. So what's the point of Until Dawn then?
Well, it's because it's got a good story. And
True.
Video games have always been adapted by people who adapt the wrong parts of video games. And if they're adapting the narrative, then I'll be super excited. And if they do it successfully, this is already a multi-game franchise. So they already have other narrative that they could spin off into their own Until Dawn cinematic universe, which I'm sure they want... Go details for me really quickly.
Details?
Who
PlayStation Productions.
PlayStation Productions.
Vertigo Entertainment is the distributor of is that the same thing as... No, Vertigo is what I'm thinking of. Vertigo.
PlayStation is going to want to have a multi-universe structure of this, and they look
Helldivers, Horizon Dawn
right now.
Yeah, these three.
And Uncharted was a success. Gran Turismo was a
bit
I
of a
think
flop.
It was probably a success in terms of what people were expecting in terms of quality, because people saw it. So I think because Uncharted was worse than what people wanted, and Gran Turismo was actually better than what people were expecting. So you've kind of had like the both sides of the coin, but one was way more successful than the other. I'm hoping they find the perfect balance here for Until Dawn.
And then we have my sneakily most anticipated horror film of the year, Final Destination, something Bloodlines, that's been long in the workings. I don't know anyone in this cast. I don't know the directors. I know nothing about this. We don't even have a fucking poster for it. But it's apparently already 2,500 people have seen it, so there's a dedicated fan base to this, I guess. But I love the Final Destination series. It's so fun. 4 is shit, but the rest is all like pretty decent, and I will definitely be rewatching all of them. I have fond memories of it, so don't be surprised if this pops up in my top 10 at the end of this live stream. But yeah, I'm a Final Destination fanboy, so but yeah, then we got Megan 2.0. I don't have much to say about it. I think that one was just a really commercial success for Blumhouse, but I thought the movie was kind of ass, and they're doing a sequel to it because it was successful. I don't think you have. I don't even know if you saw Megan first.
Nah.
Then
I can do the dance though. Sorry.
No, go off, Queen. But then they also are redoing I Know What You Did Last Summer, off of the movie from 1997 that has the same name. Then they still knew, and then they always knew, and I guess they're back to just knowing. Yeah, Madeline Klein is probably the biggest draw coming from this, for people who really love Outer Banks, that will drive to this remake, but it just doesn't really look like very promising. The Bride. Now we got to some exciting horror. So we got two movies that are going to be about like Frankenstein's monster, and we got Jessie Buckley as the bride in here. The movie from Maggie Gyllenhaal, who did a great job with The Lost Daughter. I really like that. So I'm quite interested to what Christian Bale's Frankenstein's monster also will look like. Penelope Cruz, Peter Sarsgaard, John Magaro, Annette Bening. This is Jake Gyllenhaal as well. Looks like a great cast. And I'm trusting in the vision. I mean, this aesthetically, I love it. Is it black and white? Is it what's happening? I'm so keen. You, I assume you too. I'm holding space for Lachlan to chime in. For this one.
Funnily enough, I'm more excited for the other Frankenstein
for the next one.
movie.
Okay, we'll get it in a second. I think this one is likely going to premiere at the Venice Film Festival with the release date it has already set for October, so that could be fun. But Frankenstein from Guillermo del Toro. Well, I guess maybe you tell me more about this one as you're more excited about it.
Mainly because I think after seeing Nosferatu being adapted by someone who would really suit the source material, Guillermo del Toro is the perfect person to adapt Frankenstein, because I think he really suits the source material. So that is kind of why I'm excited for it, because I knew Nosferatu was going to be fantastic, and I think Guillermo del Toro can do a fantastic thing with this as well. But I'm super keen because his thing is practical physical effects and these marvelous worlds, and I think he's going to do a fantastic job with it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's another year where he has someone to go up against. With Pinocchio, they had the one came out from Disney, and then this year he's got one who they both seem to be a bit more on the artistic side, not just on the IP. Let's use some IP. So I'm excited for both. You see, it's already on my watch list. And then we got Insidious and also Conjuring. This is, I think, the last Conjuring film, but you never know if they call something last, if it actually will be the last. And then Fred and Insidious Tale. Again, I think we covered with the third one. We did cover them all on the podcast at one point. You think we'll do the same for Last Rites? It's gonna be worth our time.
The Conjuring series, dude.
me neither. But hey, maybe if it's like a quiet week at the beginning of September, which I guess I'll be in Venice if all goes right, so I guess we probably won't be covering it. We'll see. And then it's a bit of a spoiler. I think the same goes for Insidious. I think you haven't seen any of them as well, right? Or are you a bit more familiar with them? Because it's also another Insidious movie that's dated for 2025.
I'm not attached to it, dude.
Okay.
They've just had so many at this point where I've just I stopped watching after the second one, and I'm just I don't care.
Do you care for Saw 11? Saw X1?
I think the same thing applies, but after I know you like the Saw franchise a lot more than me, so not as much as you.
Not recently, I guess.
I know you've seen them religiously.
I wouldn't say that. I think I watched it as like a teenager in the angsty thing where you want to see, oh my god, this is so brutal, I shouldn't be seeing this. And I think we rewatched them in the lead up of Spiral. And we did a drinking game out of the first one, which I think the first one is still pretty amazing. But it's crazy that they already are doing in 21 years they've now done 11 of these films. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think they are stretching it thin, bringing back Tobin Bell, who's especially in these prequels, it just doesn't make any sense. But hey, people love them. I didn't really I think Saw 10 was very liked. I didn't really love it. I thought it was just kind of decent. And then we also got Return to Silent Hill. I haven't played Silent Hill, but I think people have told me this looks bad. Or sounds bad. So are you among them? Or what do you think?
So funnily enough, I really want to play the Silent Hill remake that came out last year because I haven't played the Silent Hill games in so long, and when I heard there was a remake coming out, I was like, fantastic. I don't have to emulate it. I have a weirdly soft spot for the original Silent Hill movies.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching them when I was like way younger. The first one, that is, not the second one.
Yeah.
I remember Sean Bean in it and everything. So yeah, I just don't remember it that well. So I just gotta rewatch them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that is almost all of it for the horror section. We also got a follow-up to Fear Street. They did those free, but I guess they're not linked. I thought wasn't there like a Fear Street on Netflix where they had the 3 different movies that came out in like a week apart or something, which was interesting. Then we also got the follow-up to Black Phone. Scott Derrickson, I guess, has 2 movies coming out with George and Black Phone. And then we also got this as a not recommendation. Stay clear of this, even if it looks intriguing. The public, I guess, copyright thing being up and them assembling the MonsterVerse of Winnie the Pooh.
Popeye is also now in the free domain or whatever it is, open domain.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, this is just a mess, and
this is super exciting.
I know you'll love it. And then the Backrooms. This is also interesting because it's like from a 17-year-old who's got like working together with A24 to like make this into a actual movie version, like his viral kind of thing that he did here. So might be a type of Skinamarink type thing where people actually like it. And then we also got Faces of Death, which is a remake of I guess it's also not linked here, unfortunately, of I don't know when the original. Actually, we can do a live search. Let's look how you use Letterboxd. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, Old Mooney. Why the fuck is? Okay, let's move on.
My turn.
Yes, your turn. So
now, we've got this fun category, the renowned filmmakers category, that we've kind of listed a whole bunch of films that are made by celebrated filmmakers that have got a film coming out this year. There's a couple that I haven't put in here myself. Ewan, you've got a list that you're going to follow up with. There's a couple of reasons I didn't put some of them in here, just because either A, I don't think they're either as renowned, or maybe they've got it coming up in a different category or whatever. But I think it's important to point these out because a lot of these that I've written down, I'm not sure, because I know that you've written some down there that are remakes. These ones that I've seen are all non-sequel or remakes or original ideas to kind of show you that originality still exists within the industry. So at the moment, let me get started here. Lynne Ramsay's got a film coming out, which is super exciting because the last film she came out with was from 2017. You Were Never Really Here, which is coming out on 4K very soon, and I'm so excited to revisit that in 4K when it comes out because I absolutely loved this film before Joaquin Phoenix had a bit more of a just before he's kind of like a big boom again. This was like a little sleeper hit, but Lynne Ramsay comes out with a film like every 10 years or whatever. So this is like her next film with Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson, Lakeith Stanfield. I'm super keen for this one, so I'll be excited to see what she does because it's already going to be a fantastic film, like without a doubt. Next up, After the Hunt. It's being directed by Luca Guadagnino after his massive success this year with Queer and Challengers, and it's got Julia Roberts, Ayo Edebiri, and Andrew Garfield starring in it, and I think that's going to be super duper exciting after the year that he has had. I haven't seen Queer yet, but massive,
I think it's coming out in 1 or 2 days.
Reviews, massive positive reviews. So I'm super keen to see this because ever since Bones and All, I've absolutely adored everything that Luca has done. Then we've got Begonia from Yorgos Lanthimos, who again, past 2 years, Poor Things, massive critical success, and then less so with Kinds of Kindness, and I think that is just because it was a bit more of like a. Honestly, it seemed like they all just wanted to have a bit of fun and do something silly. Yeah. And I think Kinds of Kindness is a step down in quality, but isn't a step down overall in terms of Yorgos Lanthimos-ness. It's just not as crazy as the other ones. And Pogonia is about two conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnapped a high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she's an alien intended on destroying planet Earth. Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons are back, and yeah, this is going to be up there. It's going to be a bonkers film. Then I've got the Battle of Batkin Cross, the latest Paul Thomas Anderson film with DiCaprio, Chase Infinity, and Regina Hall. Shaw Penn's also in it, and Benicio del Toro. There's a cast to this.
Yeah.
And the last PTA film we had was Licorice Pizza back in 2021, and that was super solid. I gave it 4.5 stars. He is a filmmaker that, again, a bit like Lynne Ramsay, not the biggest filmography in the entire world, or he's not pumping out a movie every year like Luca Guadagnino, like Yorgos Lanthimos is, but every time he does bring out a film, it is absolutely stellar. So I'm super keen to see this one. Next up, Alto Nights from Barry Levinson. Barry Levinson, if you don't know, is the director of Rain Man, Sleepers, Good Morning Vietnam, Wag the Dog, all of those massive successes. He hasn't done anything since 2021 with The Survivor. And he also was directed Dope Sick, the TV show that for me was on Disney, but I think that means it must have been on Hulu for everyone else.
Might have been, yeah.
So that was his most recent stuff, but this one sounds like a gangster film, which is super exciting with De Niro, Deborah Messing, Catherine Naducci. Again, I'm not a big gangster person, but you know what? I'm waiting for that moment to come this year, because I think this is the year that I finally watched The Godfather. I think it's going to be the year that I finally do it.
This is the year.
This is the year, finally.
Yeah.
But not maybe before I see Marty Supreme, the latest Josh. I can't say Safdie film. Josh Safdie film. Which the last thing that the Safdies did, or at least Josh did directing wise, was Uncut Gems back in 2019.
Yeah. It's been a while.
So Josh also directed the stand-up for Adam Sandler last year. I don't really want to count that because it's not a feature, but it is still a directing gig. But for this one, Uncut Gems was the last thing that he did. And there's a little bit of a synopsis there, but Timothée Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Tyler, the Creator. It's going to be super exciting because it's not the only Safdie that has something going on right now, because Benny Safdie has got a film in the works. The Smashing Machine, MMA fighter Mark Kerr struggles with addiction, winning in love. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Emily Blunt. This is seemingly completely different to his brother's film. And once again, the last thing that they did was Uncut Gems. So
it's been working a bit more as an actor, I guess, with Benny.
As an actor, the Safdies back in directing seats, both in 2025, but this time they're going against each other. So this is an interesting one, a very, very, very interesting one indeed. Next up, we've got The Fountain of Youth. I know that probably the last three haven't, or including this one, haven't been renowned directors, because the Safdies did
a good time in Uncut Gems. It's enough. I think in indie circles.
2 films. And Guy Ritchie, he's got his highs and he's got his lows, but I think he deserves to be in this category.
Okay.
2 strange siblings do a global heist to find the mythological Fountain of Youth, and hopefully this is going to be a lot more along the lines of The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which came out last year, which what his last film was. Again, a filmmaker who seems to be pushing out a new film every year.
Even though no one's really getting a proper release, unfortunately.
They're all doing the
Look, this goes onto digital straight away. It's already got a digital release.
Yeah, my God. So it's probably going to be like a direct, like.
Yeah. I don't know who's doing it. Skydance. So will likely be Apple, I think, again. Which I think was the same for the Ungentlemanly Warfare
production companies. Apple Original. Oh, you're dead on it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
as a Apple Original film, so definitely going to probably see that on Apple TV. Next up, Soderbergh.
Yeah.
Back to back Soderbergh.
I love. Oh, sorry, calling this out on live because I never do it when we actually record. I love how you always call Soderbergh Soderbergh. It's just.
Oh, did I say M? Yeah, Soderbergh. Sorry.
Yeah. No. You're good. You're good.
Always classic.
But yeah,
Soderbergh. Steven Soderbergh. His last thing was like Command Z in 2023. So since then he's now got the next two being Presence, which I'm super keen for, which technically says 2024 on Letterboxd, but
I mean, it did come out. A couple of people.
Much,
Kevin has already seen it.
Yeah.
He's given it his approval.
Pretty much the majority of the actual releases are going to be in 2025. It's just that it had a lot of its runs at festivals in 2024, but the actual theatrical release doesn't actually hit until I think like next week or whatever it is in the States, and then early next month for me here.
Black Bag soon after.
Shot from the I believe Presence is shot in the perspective of the ghost, and then Black Bag is like a completely different thing, which is just like a spy espionage Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett film, and that is just, you know what, to have two films kind of like coming out back to back, because I think Black Bag is
March 14th.
When March, dude, that's really soon.
It's like less than 2 months between
two in 2 months, so that's going to be super keen. But that's everything I wrote down for this category. Ewan,
and I do have a slight announcement for Soderbergh or Soderbergh, because we are looking at some of his films in between the time period of Black Bag and Presence. We will be looking back at his filmography, but like Lachlan said, he churns out movies like crazy, so we're dividing it up into 2 parts, but we're working on that. Exactly. Is there anything, a highlight while I pull up mine? What stands out to you, like that what's your highest out of your picks?
It'll be Die My Love, Lynne Ramsay, absolutely.
Okay.
So there is definitely a thing to be said about quality over quantity, and I think that some of these filmmakers can do a bit of both. I think Yorgos can definitely do quality whilst pumping out quantity. I think Luca Guadagnino is in the same boat. He's basically had 4 movies in the past 2 years. Luca...
I mean, I guess Challenges was supposed to open Venice in 2023, and then it got kind of pushed to
Challenges 2024
to next year.
And then you had Bones and All was 2022. Never mind. But like 2024, Queer 2024. Dude, like he's pumping out movies like crazy. And I think the same would kind of be said for like Paul Thomas Anderson with Lynne Ramsay. Doesn't make a movie every year, but makes a movie every other year. And again, I'm just super keen because it sounds like he picks these things. And Lynne Ramsay just seemingly, I would love to know what Lynne Ramsay does
in a free time when she's not like working on a movie
between her 10 years between films. I just want to know what, I know that she did a like a small thing interviewing someone, but I would love to know what Lynne Ramsay does in between.
I feel like after You Were Never Really Here, you kind of, it just feels like you need to take an emotional break after that for at least like a year. Anyway,
for sure.
It's such an intense movie. But yeah, I do have my picks. Although mine, I think, have a ton of renowned filmmakers. I also try to group this in with like the more indie releases. We still cut a whole bunch that I'm aware that like are coming out, but just don't have any place because there's already so much time to talk about, because Lachlan's got to go to bed at some point. But I think one of my most anticipated films of this year is going to be No Other Choice, because Park Chan-wook has been robbed for an Oscar for his great work in Decision to Leave, The Handmaiden, oh boy, my god, Lady Vengeance, Stoker, a lot of films that I also have to catch up on, but Joint Security Area, if you're sleeping on that, what an amazing movie. And he's back, and I am sad. I'm sad. Not sad. I'm very much not sad. That's just my German, accent coming through. I'm sad with a T at the end. Yes, very much looking forward to this one. Then we also got Hurry Up Tomorrow, Trey Edward Schultz. The cast is kind of crazy for this one. The Weeknd, Jenna Ortega, I think I heard someone pronounce it correctly, and
Keoghan?
it's actually not Keoghan. I think it's Keon. I think something like that. You actually pronounce it so, but I'm not entirely sure. But Trey Edward Schultz, if you don't know him, he's done Waves, It Comes at Night, Krisha, and I am looking forward to this, of course, because Dancer Charlie D'Amelio is going to be our favorite character of the year. Then we also got Warfare. Alex Garland is attached to this, and we already got a trailer for this one out. I mean, go check that one out. It is like a short scene of what we can expect of the movie to be, with an actual like veteran in there. Then, to me, one of my favorite filmmakers, still cranking out movies and working on a bunch of them, and I couldn't be more keen for Merrily We Go Around, which we'll be filming I think over the next 14 years, and also has Paul Mescal in it, Ben Platt, but this one's not coming out this year. We got to wait like over a decade. But Blue Moon is set to release, him pairing back up with Ethan Hawke, Margaret Qualley, so Andrew Scott in it as well, so I'm super keen for this. The Running Man, the first and only remake that Edgar Wright is going to do, looks quite promising. Glenn Powell, Katie O'Brien in the cast, Josh Brolin as well, Michael Cera, Media Jones, okay, interesting. Colman Domingo again popping up, so I'm very much keen for this, and I do have to catch up on which is again not linked here, but the original Running Man movie. Then we got Sentimental Value. Joachim Trier's The Worst Person in the World was my favorite movie of 2021. So, of course, I'm very excited to what he has to offer here, because he pairs back up with Renate Reinsve and also with Anders Danielson Lee. We also get Elle Fanning in it, Stellan Skarsgård. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. Celine Song, the director of Past Lives, has a new movie coming out with Dakota Fanning, Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal. So keen for that. We also got Noah Baumbach, who, after I think White Noise wasn't the biggest hit, we haven't really heard from him much, but then he made Barbie, and now he's back to I guess his own movies, and I mean George Clooney, Adam Sandler, Laura Dern, Billy Crudup, Riley Keough, Lars Eidinger, there's Isla Fisher, Greta Gerwig is also in it. Look at this cast, it's crazy. So yeah. Jay Kelly. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, Kogonada. After Yang was one of your favorite films of the year. Very keen for this. He pairs back up with Colin Farrell. We also got Margaret Robbie. Jodie Turner-Smith also back. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is in it. Billy Magnuson. I'm keen for this. Yeah. Then we also got The Phoenician Scheme. I'm surprised this was not on your established filmmakers list, because Wes Anderson also has a new movie coming out, but maybe it should be in the Are We Not Sure This Is Coming Out This Year. I don't know if you have it on there. Oh, sorry, never mind, I'll take it.
I'll remove it.
No, you bring it up there, because I don't know if it comes out. But then we also got Michel Gondry, the director of Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, who's back with a film with Calvin Harris Jr., Halle Berry, Divine Chair Randolph, Brian Tyree Henry, Jalal Monet. What a cast, and set in 1977. We don't have a lot of details yet, but I'm interested in the cast and the director. Highest to Lowest, the remake of Akira Kurosawa's High and Low. Sorry, now it's confusing me already. Spike Lee, what are you doing to my classics? Oh, first we fucks with Korea, and now he fucks with Japan, I guess. We'll see how this turns out. I don't know what this will be, but it's got Denzel Washington, but then also A$AP Rocky, Jeffrey Wright. That's good again. But Ice Spice, what is happening? If this turns out good, this would be crazy. But yeah, High and Low is one of the best films of all time, so we'll see, because Old Boy was too. Then Father, Mother, Sister, Brother from Jim Jarmusch. I think we haven't gotten a Jim Jarmusch film quite a while. I think the last one was The Dead Don't Die, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a filmmaker. I think you watched Ghost Dog like a year ago. It must be now. This is just a filmmaker that I want to catch up on. That I feel like I haven't seen a ton of his stuff. And he's got a new one that I think was almost rumored to release last year, but hopefully it's coming out this year. And yeah, 3 separate stories all concern the relationships between adult children. All of that with Cate Blanchett in it, Wiki Creeps, Adam Driver. Great cast, great director. I'm interested. The Trashers, now this is like Cooper Rave, who, hey, maybe not a renowned filmmaker, this is where that begins, but I really love Chithouse and Cha Cha Real Smooth, so he has earned this, and I'm looking forward to, I guess, him teaming up with Cooper Hoffman and David Harbour in the blink of an eye. Andrew Stanton, who did WALL-E, Finding Nemo. John Carter is also doing the upcoming, although I guess next year, Toy Story 5. And we'll be keen for that one. This is a Searchlight movie. Mother Mary, David Lowery, this was another film that was rumored to release last year, but it didn't come out. I know you loved The Green Knight, and we'll get... and the stash is crazy. I love his stash. His stash is amazing.
Okay.
But I also love, similar to Lily James, Anne Hathaway, and She Is Mother, so Mother Mary. We'll be watching Hunter Schafer as well. And Elle McKay, James L. Brooks, has a new film. Hasn't done one, I think, dude, when was the last time he did a movie? He's done a movie in this millennia. Actually 2, I guess, but I think Emma Mackey is enough for me to be sold. Ayo Edebiri, Woody Harrelson, Kumail Nanjiani. Interesting cast, and Jonah Hill is also in here. He's made a documentary in mid-90s, and I just thought that, like, Keanu Reeves being in this movie, Cameron Diaz as well. We didn't have the Netflix movie that she's about to come have with Jamie Foxx back in action on here, but she's also in other movies that are not just like for money. Maybe they gets a bit more out of this. Then Boots Riley, director between from Sorry to Bother You and I'm a Virgo, has a new movie coming out. Then we also got Drop from Christopher Landon, who's the director between Freaky and the Happy Death Day movies. Then we also have The Ballad of a Small Player from The Conclave and All Quiet on the Western Front director Edward Berger, with Colin Farrell again. He's going to be busy. Him, and I also saw, just a bunch of actors that we really love also have a busy 2025, and I can't wait for that. And then also Greg Araki, who I have not seen much of other than, I guess, his involvement in Dama and I guess Smiley Face. Was that you who watched it? I can't remember if I did. No, I haven't seen it yet. Must have been you. But this looks interesting. Olivia Wilde, Cooper Hoffman again, Charlie XCX, David Deeks, Mason Gooding, Johnny Knoxville. Crazy cast. Looks interesting. And then Sacrifice, Roman Gravas, who made Athena, which we quite enjoyed when that dropped on Netflix, has a new movie coming out that also stars Charlie XCX, as well as Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Evans, Vincent Cassel again, who's a very well-known French actor, and John Malkovich. So this looks quite interesting to me as well. It's a bit more of a story focused movie, when his other ones felt more like an action, more action films. This is a comedy adventure. The Roses, John Roach, I'm almost done. The comedy director, and I guess he also made Bombshell, but also Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. And he's got that is his peak. I agree with that. And then he got a movie with Andy Samberg, Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman. Honey Don't, kind of a follow-up to last year's Drive Away Dolls, which I had very naively on my most anticipated list, and it was actually kind of shit. And I guess he's doing another film with Margaret Qualley. We'll see how. Well, I don't know if they already shot this, but pretty stellar cast. Paper Tiger from James Gray, the director between. Why do I keep saying between? The director from Ad Astra, who I think was much beloved by you as well as Kevin as well. Especially he loves it quite a bit. And he's got a new movie called Paper Tiger with Jeremy Strong and Adam Driver, as well as Anne Hathaway. The Mastermind, Kelly Reichardt has a new film with Josh O'Connor, Lana Haim, John Magaro. I feel like, Josh O'Connor is going to be busy. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff. John Magaro as well, and like 3 already that we brought up. Julia Ducournau, who made Titan and Raw, which I have yet to see, but 80s movie, going to be crazy, I assume. Looking forward to it. Then Roofman, from the director behind Lou Valentine, The Place Beyond the Pines, has a movie coming out with a star-studded cast: Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, and Lakeith Stanfield, Peter Dinklage. Looking forward to this one as well. I think this is like a crime drama. I thought it had some comedic bits in there as well. Shane Black, who you hate for what he did to The Predator in 2018, but he also made The Nice Guys, so he's not holding it back.
Nice Guys.
So maybe we'll be back with that. I guess he has Mark Wahlberg in the cast, as well as Lakeith Stanfield as well, Keegan-Michael Key as well. So yeah, Caught Stealing, dude, so many movies. Why did I put so many movies in here? Darren Aronofsky, and don't need to be introduced. Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz in his movie Clara and Son. Taika Waititi, who's been on a bit of a downfall, but he is working with Jenna Ortega and Amy Adams in this one. Hamnet, Chloe Zhao, the director behind the Oscar-winning Nomadland, I think. And yeah, it's got Jesse Buckley and Paul Mescal, Joe Alwyn in it, and that's it. Lachlan, my God, sorry, so many picks, but that just shows like the amount of stuff that I'm keen for with the amount of filmmakers out there. I'm gonna have no trouble to get to like a couple hundred on my watch list, and I don't know how much it will be for you, but damn man, there's some good stuff coming up
on my watch list.
I'll watch about like 4. My Letterboxd recap will just be like, you know, a kilobyte file if I download it. But yeah, we got some animated movies coming out, and you'll take us through some of them, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, this one's already out for a lot of people. Paddington in Peru.
It's only partly animated.
I partially animated, but Ewan put this one in here. But it is a mainly animated character, and it counts for animation because it's cute as fuck. Then you've got Zootopia 2, which is coming out in 2025. Massive success with the first one, late into 2025 it looks like as well. I never saw the first Zootopia, but I've seen plenty of clips from Zootopia. Ewan, you seem to be the Zootopia fanboy here.
Am I being labeled live as like the furry?
Have you seen it?
I have seen it. I guess I'm the fan.
Okay, so you're definitely more of a fan than I am.
I guess. Yeah.
Keen for this one?
Not really, no. I think the first one was just all we needed from this.
Okay. Well, look, I'm keen for the second one because I haven't seen the first one, and that means I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean,
next up, we've got
pretty good
Elo.
rating. But...
Elo, I'm super keen for because Elio, whatever, it's the same thing.
He's gaming. He needs some Elo.
Yeah, I like this because I had the same idea for a film many years ago, so I think that's why I'm super excited to see it. I'm just sick of the same animation style. Can we go back to like early 2000s animation, please? And that's all I have to say about it. Thank you very much. Wildwood, Travis Knight. I don't know anything about this, but Kubo and the Two Strings, Bumblebee. Well, that's a bit of a downfall there. But Kubo and the Two Strings director. I'm going to be super keen to see something exciting from this. I
think we talked about it last week already. Sorry, I keep saying last year already, and it didn't come out. So hopefully it comes out this year.
Okay, very good. Does it have a release date period?
No, not yet.
We don't even know if this will come out this year. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe we don't. Well, next up, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. I'm keen for this, especially because I did say recently that the animation of the comedic style of Hundreds of Beavers does age really well, and this is Looney Tunes, which is what like Hundreds of Beavers comedic, like traditional Looney Tunes is what Hundreds of Beavers comedic style is based off of, at least the physical stuff is based on. So I think this will be a fairly decent film. Again, this is oriented towards children, so don't be upset if it's not designed for a grown-ass adult. So
feels like you're talking to me right there. Yeah,
exactly. And then Dogman.
Dogman.
Don't be confused for the other
Luc Besson's
movie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
that is three
Dogman
of them actually.
And Dogman are definitely two completely different films. You don't want to go to the wrong screening of Dogman. But yeah, this is
This is a movie, DreamWorks movie, I guess.
I have no idea what this is about.
Comes out soon as well, so Although it has like released it all over the place for when it comes out. But yeah.
Well, they've got to get certification to Dogman. I don't have any jokes for Dogman. I'm done. You're next. You're next.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we got The Bad Guys too. The first movie I think to me was decent. It was fine. Then they did this. I think this year they had like a short film that was pretty horrible in my opinion. And yeah, they're following it up here. This might do decent for DreamWorks between Dogman and this. I think this one is probably going to be the one that is going to be received a bit better. Then we also have a SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. The last one that they did, which was I think wait, which one wasn't there like a one that came out this year? Sorry, last year. I don't know. The last one was just like really bad. The one they did for Netflix, I think. And hey, this might be better, but I'm not holding my breath. The Smurfs movie. This is Smurfs movie with Rihanna coming out. So that's happening. We also got Animal Friends. And this is an R-rated road trip adventure combining live action and animated characters with Ryan Reynolds, Jason Momoa, Vince Vaughn, Aubrey Plaza, Addison Rae, Lil Ray Howery. So okay, sounds interesting. And Scarlet, this is a pick from Kevin. I hadn't heard of this movie, but this film was centered around a strong princess named Scarlet who crosses space-time, and the genres are romance, animation, and action. So that sounds intriguing. And it seems to be a Japanese movie. The director has done Belle. Okay, I didn't know that. I should have checked that. But that movie looked stunning. I've yet to see it, but people like the stills that I've seen, the clips I've seen, it looks stunning. But yeah, and that's that. And then we do have some movies that are supposed to come out this year, but you never know. You never know what will end up happening, Lachlan. So
these are a bunch of movies that I wrote down that I'm not sure if they are going to be coming out this year, and it's important to note that it's a big maybe. I think there's no
especially
other place
for this first one.
Ewan.
Yeah,
Mickey 17. We have no idea if this movie.
I'm literally seeing this next month because it will play at the Berlinale. It will play there.
That's what you think,
and I will see it there
until they delay it again. Because this was on everyone's most anticipated last year.
Yeah.
Now it's on the most anticipated this year.
Yeah.
But will it be delayed again? Who will know?
Who will know?
I get to see it in March, which is exciting. So I don't have to wait that long to see this movie that I've literally been anticipating for over 2 years because it's been... Parasite came out in 2019. Mm-hmm. That's how long since we've had a Boon Joon-ho film. And you know what? He has now got a massive fan base. I'm going to be super excited to see how this film turns out in March, for me at least.
Mm-hmm.
Has a
wait, sorry, you cut out for that just for a second.
Me?
Yeah, now you're good. You're good again.
Now I'm good?
Yeah.
Oh, man, the live stream. Wes Anderson's got a new film coming out. The Phoenicians Scheme.
Phoenician, I think. I don't know.
This should be, I guess, a visual marvel, as it is a Wes Anderson film, but literally have no idea if it's coming out this year or not, because principal photography
2025
last year. Oh, okay.
It's also I'm also going to see it next one.
Show off.
Get fucked,
Guess to see it at Berlinale, you little fucking bitch. Whatever. Who cares? I want to move on. Andy Serkis has a film that's in production at the moment, Animal Farm, which is an adaptation of the novel. And all we can see is it's directed by Andy Serkis, starring Andy Serkis, and Kieran Culkin, who plays the Squealer.
Which is in his natural form.
Like,
it's
every
perfect.
Character he's ever played is the Squealer. So the last thing that Adam Serkis did, by the way, was the Venom movie, Venom Let There Be Carnage. So
he's also doing
we'll see how this
Hunt for the Golem, but I think that's a bit further off.
That one's like
he's also doing part 2 of Hunt for the Golem. I guess they're doing 2 of them already. Okay.
Wouldn't be a Lord of the Rings movie if it wasn't spread out.
Dude, that's
then we've got a Peaky Blinders film, which I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think this is coming out this year. I think they're just like starting production on this. It would be crazy.
I thought I thought it started shooting. I thought we literally
okay.
saw it started shooting.
No.
I thought it was in production, but I could be mistaken for that one. So there is a possibility that later in the year we may be seeing the Peaky Blinders film, and also in production at the moment is the live action Voltron movie.
Henry
Or not even
Cavill.
live action. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's just a Voltron movie.
No, it doesn't say
Marshall-
animation. So it might
maybe
be live
it is
action. Yeah.
With Henry Cavill, Daniel Quinn Toya, and Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
And Rita Ora, I guess.
You're not a fan of Rita Ora.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
Rawson Marshall Thurber, I believe, has done some other things such as Red Notice, which is Netflix's most successful movie ever, and is clearly a massive Dwayne The Rock Johnson fan. So we'll let them do what they want to do with that. But Ewan, you've also got some films.
Yeah.
You would like to shout out.
I mean, Terrence Malick, we talked about this last year already. I think it was rumored that maybe it will premiere at some fall festivals. Ended up not happening. Terrence Malick, the director behind movies that I have not seen yet. The only one I've seen is The Thin Red Line, so I might catch up on more of his stuff. But hey, everyone's praising the Tree of Life. So The Way of the Wind. Sounds like alternate titles for like the second part of a Avatar movie. Maybe like the fourth one will be The Way of the Wind. But yeah, hopefully this comes out soonish. I'm keen for it. Looks interesting. We also got Christopher Borgley, who did Dream Scenario and Sick of Myself. He's working on a film with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, Lana Haim again. And we've seen a lot of like on-set photos. So it's been shooting, I think it is, if you go to IMDb. Oh my God, it's so bright. I'm sorry for the flashbang. In post-production. So, and that was on December of this year. So hopefully we'll get this throughout the year. Then we got Eddington. And as soon as we talk about an Ari Aster movie that's supposed to come out, that's called Disappointment Boulevard, you're setting yourself up for a bit of a disappointment. Because, I mean, we talked about it in 2022. Oh, and in 2021, actually, that I think we are expecting his next movie. And then it didn't come out in 2022. So Eddington, maybe it comes out this year. It's one that Joaquin Phoenix is not fleeing from the set. So hey, at least that's a good thing. Pedro Pascal, Austin Butler, Emma Stone, all in it. I mean, we're very much keen for whatever Ari Aster does next. Even if the stuff that didn't like super hit was still really interesting with Beau is Afraid. We also have Bring Her Back. Sally Hawkins stars in Danny and Michael Philippous's follow-up to, well, not follow-up, but I guess next film after Talk to Me. Sorry, my brain has been rotted from the Talk to Her thing, that like I can't say anything with talk. Yeah. But Talk to Her. Anyways, but this is the next film. It's going to be another horror film. Very keen because Talk to Me was great. We also have an untitled Christy Martin biopic starring Sydney Sweeney. This looks quite interesting. Katie O'Brien, Meredith Weaver as well, and Ben Foster. Yeah, and Hedda, lastly from Nia DaCosta. I don't know if this one's coming out, but it stars Tessa Thompson, and it's like another biopic type drama. But that's pretty much it for all of the films that we. Is it coming out in 2024? 2025? We don't know. Maybe it might be. I don't know. Lachlan, do you know more? But which of these, if you had to pick one, okay, all of the other ones go into 2026. Which one are you picking? Which one can you not live around?
17. Shoot myself because like
no, okay, that one, no, that one just comes out. That's just a meme that it's not coming out.
Okay, sure. Okay,
it's got to.
I would love another Wes Anderson movie. I think I honestly would, but yeah, it's a Wes Anderson.
This is Wes Anderson. The Phoenician Scheme is yours. I mean, if I look at the list, I think for me, I hope the Animal Farm movie turns out decent because it would be quite fun. But out of all of these, I just hope that Eddington would come out this year. It could be fun to have an Ari Aster film. But there's nothing like other than the Mickey 17. I wouldn't be mad or like disappointed if I had to wait until 2026 just to see them. But lastly, we do go to a ton of festivals. and watch movies that hopefully are getting released down the line. Sometimes we saw them years ago and they have yet to even get a digital release, but there's a couple of them that are hopefully releasing in 2025. So we'll give a quick shout out to the films that we've already seen as a team, one of us, and we I guess kind of recommend them enough to bring them up here. And the first up is a Broken Rage from Takashi Kitano, really hilarious movie that I can spoil. Has made it into my top 10 of I guess 2024, and it will likely also be there for 2025 as it sets a release. I guess this was in Venice, but it's got picked up by Amazon Prime, so it should be out there. Then we also got The End, which just came out on VOD, so you can go see it now. Joshua Oppenheimer, we'll get your thoughts on that one, Lachlan, soon on the podcast. And we also got Stolen, a movie that Kevin and I will never stop talking about. It's the most solid 7 out of 10 movie that you don't that just kind of comes out of nowhere. Dude, we saw this in 2023 in Venice, and it has not had a solid release anywhere outside of film festivals, which is really disappointing. This was a really stunning Indian film. We quite enjoyed it. The Witness, which was out of this year's Venice Film Festival. Looking forward to more people catching up with this one. We both gave it an 8 out of 10. The Ties That Bind Us, French movie. So a lot of these are going to be like international picks that might have had a release in your local markets, especially what I noticed here going through it in France at some point. They did come out this year, but I guess they just get all of them. I guess it doesn't go all the way to the US or a digital release. Shepherds, which was a Canadian film where I got to talk to the director, and I'm still waiting for it to get a proper release so I can like air interview. It doesn't really make sense if no one has seen it and I talked to the director, but we're still waiting. This one was quite stellar. Then The Time It Takes, that got an honorable mention actually on our best of 2024 list from Kevin, and I really adored it as well. It's about filmmaking, but it doesn't really tell you, so I guess I kind of spoiled you there, but hopefully you can forget that again. But it's a father-daughter relationship, an Italian movie that like really banged. Great movie. Love, so we got 2 here. This is like a trilogy of movies. It's called Love, Sex, and then Dreams. And Dreams we have not seen yet, but the first 2 have been amazing, so put them on your radar. The Quiet Son, another French film that I really loved, and Kevin as well. Familiar Touch is a documentary about a woman who's reluctant to, I guess, give herself up in elderly care. That was really amazing too. The Surfer, if you want to get your fix of Nicolas Cage, hopefully you can get that, as he, oh my god, I saw this one in Cannes. It was like a midnight movie, and it was the craziest film I think I've seen in a long time, and that is like crazy to say for a Nicolas Cage movie, because he like wants to go surf on this beach. But then there's a bunch of pricks there who like basically hold the beach hostage and don't let him go there, and they just fuck with him. And it's set in Australia, and in the most Australian, I guess, stereotypical Australian way, they just fuck with him the whole time. And he like feels like he has a claim because he used to live there, and he just like keeps escalating it in a way where it's like he's just hurting himself, and it's the most I don't know, if you look at the director's filmography, Vivarium, I hated that one, and it feels in a similar way. You're torturing yourself for long aside Nicolas Cage in this one. On Falling, a Portuguese movie that's set in Scotland, about like the just the toll it takes to be like a warehouse worker. Really good movie, really solid. Strange Rise, this was a favorite of Kevin's, about like the act of looking, but also observation and how we perceive one another. Really solid film, coming out of let me get this wrong. Yeah, no, it was a Chinese movie. The Glassworker, the movie from Pakistan that I thought looked stunning. It's not going to get like a best Oscar nomination for animation, but it I feel like it deserves it over some other picks. I think this one was quite stunning. My Sunshine, movie that sees a young teenager prefer to figure skate over playing hockey. It's also a lot about identity. It's beautifully shot, and while I was watching this in Cannes, the producer of it here, is he listed? No, he's not listed, but I think he supported the film, I think, in some shape or form. Hirokazu Koreeda was standing behind me for like half an hour, so that was my highlight coming out of Gun, and it was one of my favorite films out of Gun as well. Really, really solid. Hope it gets a wider release soonish. And then Love Me. Caught this one at Sundance. I didn't like it, but it's coming out soon, and it's got a fixed release date at the end of this month. Friendship, we didn't cover this directly, but I've heard great things from Intercut and Sakshevich about this. Tim Robinson with Paul Rudd, Kate Mara. Apparently the movie is hilarious, so I'm looking forward to that. And then Relay with Riz Ahmed and Lily James also got a premiere at TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival. And yeah, I think that's almost it. No, I do have a couple more. Smaller coming of age film, a French one, Holy Cow. Jim's Story, another French movie. I just love French movies. This is not a French movie. We got an interview coming up because this is getting a release in some markets, also Switzerland. That's why my interview with Boris Leuking will come out soon. And Happy End, Neo Sora, great Japanese movie, the son of, I think, Ryosuke Sakamoto, if I'm not mistaken, but he also directed this. So yeah, some great movies to check out. And then lastly, another French film, Enfant Faire, is already out again here in Switzerland, but it doesn't have a release in the States. So a lot of French films to put onto your radar because they had some solid picks. And then lastly, this will likely also get an Oscar nomination. Margaret von Hans, The Girl with the Needle, is amazing. In the meantime, you can catch up with Sweat, but Girl with the Needle is really that bitch. And then lastly, but not least, we got to see Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1 early. Kevin and I raved about it in our reviews, and hopefully you'll get to see it in 2025 as well. But that brings us to the end of our recap here, our extensive recap of, I don't know how many movies this was, but it felt like it felt like a couple hundred, but it probably was like
I'll let
around
you know
150.
once I've done the companion list,
which you can find linked below. Also, let us know which of these picks you're most looking forward to. Did we miss anything? Is there anything that yeah, really you can't wait for? But all of that, let us know in the comments. And yeah, check out the podcast, all of that. We haven't really done a live outro together with each other, so I don't know how to properly do this. Brings me back to our early podcasting days. Do we just end it here? We just say goodbye? Go watch some movies.
Oh, okay.
This is it. Yeah, we're done. Oh no, sorry, no, we're not done. Sorry, I'm so wrong. We have a top 10 to share.
Show notes, and I was like,
I'm sorry, I was just ready to get out of here. Well, I'll read you quickly what Kevin's top 10 was, and his most anticipated films of the year, and then we'll go over our top 10s, and then yes, of course, share your top 10s in the comments below as well. Call to action. All right, first up for Kevin, he does have Lynne Ramsay's Die My Love at spot number 10, followed up by Cold Storage. Then at spot number 8, The Battle of Batkin Cross from Paul Thomas Anderson. Addington from Ari Aster. I guess he thinks this comes out this year then. Normal from Ben Wheatley. We got Avatar Fire and Ash. Havoc from Gareth Evans. Scarlet and Mickey 17. Then at the number 1 spot for him is Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. Let's go. Some good picks in there. Although for him, it's mostly, I guess, action centered. That's what is the most important genre to him, which I can understand. But Lachlan, what about yours?
So as I said earlier, the Minecraft movie I'm anticipating because I don't know where it's gonna go, and I think that someone should have it on one of their top 10 lists. So
should we?
Spot for that. Moving on, I've got Wicked for Good because of how much I enjoyed the first one last year. I have to have this on my list because I am very much anticipating this film, and I just cannot wait to go and see it. Then I've got Warfare. I love the sequences in Civil War, and with Garland back at the helm, along with Ray Mendoza, who is a war vet. I just think this is going to be that exact mixture of perfect realism that is going to just make me super stressed seeing this in cinemas. So I'm super keen for this one. Sinners, it looks gorgeous. It's Ryan Coogler's latest. Michael B. Jordan, Haley Sandfield. There is so much to this movie that I'm excited for. Yeah, that's perfect. Frankenstein is next. Guillermo del Toro looks awesome, and I cannot wait for it. Predator Badlands, Dan Trachtenberg's film after Predator. I can't wait to see what he does with this next one. The Monkey, obviously, spoiler, one of the favorite movies of last year was Longlegs, so I'm just super keen to see what this film is and what it ends up being. Elijah Wood is in it. Osgood Perkins, you've kind of just got a fan for life at this stage.
Yeah.
Then I've got Tron Ares.
Damn.
I don't know why I've got it in the list, but here it is. I'll put it here because I am very keen for this film. Die My Love, Lynne Ramsay. You have a fan for life here, and I'll watch anything you watch, even though by the time I die, you might only have 9 movies in your entire filmography, or maybe not even that, like 7 movies in your filmography, because you take like 10 years to make every film. And then, of course...
No, you're cutting out. Sorry. Wait, you cut out there. Mickey 17 as your number one spot. Yeah. As it should. There's technical difficulties for Mickey 17 because it's not... Yeah. The public is not supposed to know that it's coming out.
No. My number one spot got delayed by me saying Mickey 17.
By another... Each time you say the name, it gets delayed by like 17 seconds. So it adds up after time. Yeah. All right. Well, spoiler alert, Mickey 17 is also on my list, and we do have a bit of overlap. Shaka. But at my number 10 spot, I also have The Monkey. Very much looking forward to, I guess, what Oscar Perkins has in store next. Then I do have Bloodlines Final Destination Bloodlines on my list. I'm sorry. This movie might be one of the worst horror movies of the year. It might be really, really bad, and we might never get a Final Destination movie after this because this is not doing well. I would have loved to have seen the Final Destination 6 that was set in medieval times that was rumored to happen at some point, but I'm just a sucker for Final Destination, so I hope this is at least decent. Then Paul Thomas Anderson, The Battle of Batkin Cross. I definitely have to catch up with this. My number 8. Then I also got Lynne Ramsay. That's on all 3 of our lists. So Lynne Ramsay, we are looking forward to it, and I guess we can bring her up every 10 years, like you say, when she has a new movie coming out. Then I also have Edgar Wright's The Running Man on my list, followed up by Sentimental Value by the Worst Person in the World director Joachim Trier. Then a big, bold, beautiful journey by Kogonada. I'm so keen for this. Then I got Mickey 17, of course. Okay, everything's still fine. And Park Chan-wook with No Other Choice. Very much looking forward to that. And finally, my most anticipated film of the year. I mean, dude, as probably my favorite trilogy of all time, with The Sunrise Before trilogy, I gotta stick with my main man, Richard Linklater. And yeah, those are all of our picks. Let us again know what yours are, and yo, what's up, Fresh? Welcome that you made the switch over to Twitch. I guess this time we went streaming on there. I think for some of them it just kind of makes sense that you can like watch this right after the fact when it comes out on here, and that's one of the reasons why we did this. So we don't record a video and it takes a while to come out. Let us know what you thought about this, about the live process. Was it good? Was it smooth? What can we improve? Didn't mean to. Did that rhyme? I didn't mean to rhyme, but that just means it's coming to. It's all. And the first time also wasn't intentional. I tell you, I didn't. There's not much in this noggin, so I can't be doing that. But yeah. Lachlan, thanks so much for your time and for all of your picks. We have so much to do, as you can see, this year on the podcast. We have so much to watch, and couldn't be happier for it to do it with you. So looking forward to that. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. There's a new podcast episode where we talk about, what did we talk about? A real pain.
A real pain.
A real pain. That's coming out. This is not a real pain. This is not a real pain. No, not at all. I well, sometimes when it's like we talk about Mickey 17, it's like, it's coming on in the 30s. Yeah, in the 2030s sometime. But all right, we'll catch you on the other side. See ya. Goodbye.